Coming up on this week's edition of Whether or Not, Nature in the News takes a look at how warm and wet it's been so far this summer. Jill has our forecast to see if those conditions will continue, and Ryan has our feature from a local news station. All of that and more, stay tuned. Whether or Not starts right now. And welcome to this week's edition of Whether or Not. I'm your host, Christy Reuille.
And I'm your forecaster, Jillian Bohenek.
Well, Jill, we've reached that point in the year where temperatures are, on average, at their peak, but with the way things have been going lately around here, it's been such a roller coaster with the temperatures. I don't know what to expect this weekend.
Well, you're right. Typically during the middle towards the end of July, temperatures are usually the warmest. But if you don't like the heat, I'm pretty sure you're going to like the forecast. Although, unfortunately, the mugginess is going to return this weekend. So that's a little bit of a downside.
Well, I guess some good news is better than no good news. And on that note, we'll turn it over to Nature in the News. As climate change continues to be a hot topic in the world of politics, many politicians are being asked deeply scientific questions. But after Florida Governor Rick Scott responded several times to these questions by saying he was, quote, not a scientist, 10 Florida scientists wrote him a letter asking for an opportunity to sit down with the governor and explain the science to him. These scientists offered to answer any questions the governor had on the National Climate Assessment published earlier this year and to explain the latest climate change research to him. They felt this information was important for him to understand, especially as he works to develop a plan for Florida to meet new EPA carbon pollution standards. The Florida governor has agreed to meet with a group of scientists, which includes professors from the University of Miami School of Marine and Atmospheric Science, the Florida State University Department of Earth, Ocean, and Atmospheric Science, and Eckerd College Marine Science Laboratory.
The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration has just concluded that June 2014 was hot. The globally average temperature over combined land and sea surfaces was 61.2 degrees Fahrenheit, higher than any other month since records began back in 1880. It was the 38th consecutive June with a global temperature above the 20th century average of 59.9 degrees Fahrenheit, with a 0.16 degree margin of error. While the global average land temperature was 7th highest on record for the month of June, the global sea surface temperature was the highest on record not only for June, but for any month. Here in State College, temperatures averaged to be 68.6 degrees Fahrenheit, almost a degree above our 30-year average of 67.7.
As Brad discussed last week, flash flooding problems aren't an easy fix in downtown State College. But elsewhere in Centre County, officials are working to eliminate flash flooding problems. According to Ron Woodhead of Centre Region Parks and Recreation, various stormwater management upgrades have been approved following recent heavy rains that led to flash flooding at what will be Oak Hall Regional Park in Bollesburg. Heavy rains have sent water rushing down the park's access road, causing problems on Linden Hall Road more than once this past month alone. The park has been under construction since April 2013 and is set to open next year. But before it can open, more than $50,000 will be needed to be spent on stormwater management. College Township officials say these upgrades will include piping and culverts as well as grading to control the runoff. The engineering and maintenance crews are expected to complete the upgrades by the end of the month. And now to see if we'll have more of those flash flooding problems in this weekend's forecast, here's Jill.
Well, Christy, I can't say we're going to be seeing any flooding rains, but that rain story isn't going to be out of the picture completely. But for Friday, we are going to see some pretty pleasant conditions. That cold front that moved off earlier this week is going to be pretty far to our south and east, which is going to be nice. So the high pressure will still be in the area on Friday, which is going to bring our pleasant conditions. We'll see a lot of sunshine on Friday, so that's the day you want to keep an eye on. And that's when you want to make most of your plans because the chance for rain is very, very low on Friday. Now Saturday, on the other hand, high pressure is going to be moving off. Another low pressure system is going to be on its way in for Sunday. So Saturday, we will see a mix of sun and clouds, but we could see the potential of a few showers and thunderstorms on Saturday pop up. But the main rain event is going to be Sunday, when we do have another low pressure system that's going to be making its way into the area on Sunday, and that's going to bring the showers and thunderstorms throughout the day on Sunday. So for the weekend forecast, we'll start with Friday. Temperatures are going to be going down just a smidge, so we will see temperatures in the upper 70s, which may seem pretty refreshing to a lot of you who don't like the heat. But again, it will be pleasant, a lot of sunshine on Friday. Then we head on into Friday night. It will be in the 50s, believe it or not, so it will be a little bit chillier than it has been. A few clouds will still be lingering, but if you do have any plans for Friday night, you might want a light jacket. But it will be pretty refreshing, and the mugginess will be quite low for Friday into Friday night. But then unfortunately for Saturday, we will see that mugginess return. The high temperature will be about 80 degrees for Saturday, so pretty decent, but then we'll see some peaks of sun and clouds, as well as the potential for a few showers and thunderstorms on Saturday. But then the overnight low for Saturday will be around 66, so it is going to be quite muggy as dew points are going to be pretty high. But then again, clouds and a chance for some showers and thunderstorms Saturday night into Sunday for our main rain event, when the big story is going to be showers and thunderstorms throughout the day on Sunday with a high of 82. So not a complete washout, so we'll just have to keep an eye out on those showers and thunderstorms for Sunday. And now in just a moment, we'll have Ryan back here with us with the feature story.
As a full disclaimer to the following feature story, I am a former intern and a fill-in meteorologist for WENY News in Horseheads, New York. When severe weather is imminent, it is crucial for one's well-being to take the necessary steps to prevent injury or destruction from the severe weather. One of the many steps to be prepared for severe weather is to tune in to your local television news.
Severe weather, it can strike at any time 24/7, so we always have to be ready and alert to the possibility of severe weather. What we like to do, obviously, before the event even happens, is we need to get the word out. So usually in our weathercasts, maybe it's the day before, maybe it's 2 days before, that we may start mentioning the fact that we may have some severe weather coming up within the next day or so. Usually what we do then is put some sort of graphic up and highlight what the risks may be in the coming days, whether we're tracking some thunderstorms that may be likely to produce hail, gusty winds, or maybe even a tornado threat. We don't throw around the word tornado very often. When tornado warnings are issued, we'll stay on live throughout the duration of the event. We feel here at WENY and most television stations across the country that it's warranted to stay with live, uninterrupted coverage throughout the duration of that tornado. We don't take tornado warnings less lightly if a sporting event is on as compared to, say, if Judge Judy was on. We weigh each tornado warning very seriously. And that's what our protocol is here at the station. No matter what's on, if a tornado warning is issued, we're going to cut into programming.
WENY News was there to warn you. We were live. If you know somebody who lives in Wyalusing, we warn you before it happened. We could be looking at a possible tornado there. We keep you informed through the storm to keep you and your family safe on TV, online, and through social media. Your home for first warning weather. Complete coverage from the forecast to the aftermath. Only on WENY News.
We have a severe weather plan in place here at the station. I mentioned the crawl. That's what is triggered first. So whenever the moment a warning is issued or a watch, it'll crawl across the bottom of the screen. And then we have to make the decision whether or not, in addition to the crawl, are we going to break into programming.
Unfortunately, Mother Nature does not wait. And whenever Mother Nature decides to strike, meteorologists have to be ready to relay the life-saving information to their viewers, whether that means during one of the scheduled newscasts or breaking into regularly scheduled programming. On Sunday, July 13th, the National Weather Service in Binghamton, New York, issued a tornado warning for part of the WENY viewing area.
I was ready to go just in case there happened to be a tornado warning issued. Some of the severe thunderstorm warnings I was watching very closely on radar, and they exhibited a little bit of rotation showing up on velocity mode. So I was prepared just in case a tornado warning was issued. I was ready to get into the station. I only live a couple minutes away from the station, and sure enough, the warning came out. I was here at the station within minutes, and we were broadcasting live, cutting into the World Cup soccer game.
Reports now due to the fact that a tornado warning has been issued for parts of our viewing area. We've been monitoring these severe thunderstorms pushing in from the west, and again we're looking at a tornado warning in effect for the northeastern half of Chemung County, and then that extends eastward and northeastward for parts of Tioga County and the southern tier as well.
There it is, the tornado that was confirmed touching down yesterday late afternoon just after 4:30 in northern areas of Schuyler County in the town of Redding. That severe weather tracking south and east of there as the tornado lifted. Exactly the reason why we cut into programming yesterday afternoon and the early evening hour to keep you ahead of the severe weather threat that was tracking again south and east of the Schuyler County area.
When we stay live throughout the duration of a tornado, we can follow it on radar and let everyone know where it's located and where it's expected to go. It just so happened to be that we were cutting into the end of the World Cup soccer game, but had we waited for the game to be over, there would have been people that may have not gotten the warning. And I feel that, you know, it was necessary for us to break into programming, you know, as soon as we could.
Following the storm, WENY Sports Director Andy Melanowski explained to viewers the importance of Chief Meteorologist Joe Veras breaking into the World Cup match.
Final of the World Cup was featured right here on WENY TV. WENY TV Sports fully supports our weather staff and coverage at a time when your safety was at risk. At the end of the day, a game is just that, a game. It is our responsibility to inform viewers when their safety is in danger, game or not, one viewer or 1,000.
In the end, WENY's General Manager Doug Beers said, "The policy of the station is to keep viewers safe. That is what we do. That's what we stand behind, and we never apologize for that." The National Association of Broadcasters chief spokesman Dennis Wart said Veras is now his personal hero for reminding people of what it means to be a local broadcaster. For Weather or Not, I'm Ryan Belz.
Well, thanks for that, Ryan. And we do need to keep in mind that it's important to continuously run up-to-date weather information. But let's head on to the extended forecast for the upcoming week and weekend. But for Friday, we are going to see some pleasant conditions. As I said earlier, we are going to see quite a bit of sunshine with high temperatures around 78 degrees. So a little bit cooler. So for most of you, it is going to be feeling quite refreshing compared to earlier this week when we were seeing temperatures in the upper 80s. Then Saturday, we are going to see some sun and clouds, but a potential for some showers and thunderstorms. Temperatures will moderate just a bit back up into the lower 80s, but then the main rain event is going to be Sunday when we could be seeing some more showers and thunderstorms throughout the day on Sunday. But for early next week, we are going to see potential for a little bit more rain Monday, few peaks of sun and clouds, but then a few showers and thunderstorms, as well as a cold front will pass through Monday into Tuesday, which is going to cause a little bit of the dip in temperatures. But again, it'll be a little bit refreshing, and then by the later half of next week, temperatures will start to moderate back into the lower 80s, and we will see quite a bit of those clouds and sunshine.
Well, thank you for that forecast, Jill. It's nice to see that things are going to be settling down a little bit.
Yes, luckily things will be changing as compared to the last couple of days, so it'll be nice, I think.
That's good to hear. Well, before we leave you this week, we want to get back to the Weather Whiz quiz that we asked you earlier in the show. What is the all-time record high set here in State College? Is it A, 101 degrees Fahrenheit, B, 102, C, 103, or D, 104? The correct answer is B, 102. We reached 102 degrees back on July 9th, 1936, as well as on July 17th, 1988.
So we hit 102 degrees twice in the last 70, 80 years. So that's pretty impressive, especially since we haven't even hit 90 yet this year. And I don't think we're going to be seeing 90 anytime soon, let alone the 102.
Well, I guess we'll have to wait a bit longer for that one.
Absolutely.
Well, that's all we have time for them this week. So I've been your host, Christy Reuille.
And I'm your forecaster, Jillian Bohenek. Have a great weekend.